Welcome back, everyone, to the topic of the week. And the topic of the week this week is anxiety. But we're not just going to be speaking about anxiety because there are a lot of other symptoms, a lot of other issues that come up when we experience anxiety. And one of those is overthinking. We overthink and we have looping negative thoughts that cause us to feel anxious, to feel constantly in this state of I'm not good enough. I should have put more makeup on. My hair looks horrible. God, I need to lose weight. I'm gonna, it's a constant negative thought that's going to cause you anxiety. And some of my clients also have a fear of judgment. So they come in for anxiety, and then we discover as we unpeel all of these layers that they actually fear being judged, and that fear is causing them that feeling of anxiety. So this may resonate a lot with you, or it may not. So I have other clients that cope with the feelings of anxiety with alcohol. They have a drink to calm their nerves, or they smoke weed because they feel anxious, or they take some other substance or drug, or even medication, because it's very easy to get addicted to medication, because a lot of doctors I respect and truly admire what doctors do. But there are a lot of them that hand out medication like they're Tic Tacs. And if those don't work, let's just try something different. And you're constantly consuming more stuff when actually that is not solving the problem. The problem is emotional, and we can let that go. Any past beliefs, any negative imprints that may have been caused that caused you to have anxiety can be removed and released with hypnosis. And it's very logical, because you right now are in your conscious mind and you're listening to me and you're very aware, and you might say, but I do feel safe, I do feel protected, I don't have the belief that I don't feel good enough, I know that I'm important and I'm worthy. But then when you go into hypnosis and we'll access your subconscious mind, where all your programming is stored, where all your beliefs are stored, you'll be surprised what is hidden there. And a lot of the times people have anxiety because they don't want to be within their body. It's a way of distracting yourself. So there are so many different causes for anxiety that there is a solution. I'll get to the solution, and I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say, because it's always RTT for me and my clients. There are lots of different therapies that are very successful. So I don't want you to think, I can only be treated with RTT. No, of course not. There are so many different other therapies. But for me and my clients, this has been the solution. So a lot of my clients have depression interlinked with anxiety. So if you already have depression, you will be in a rut. You'll feel this heavy darkness over you. You won't know what to do, and leaving the house will cause you fear because you already feel so vulnerable and weak and unsafe. And also vice versa. If you have anxiety all the time, it can be very depressing because you're constantly in a state of fear, and that is exhausting for the physical body and can also cause depression. So vice versa. Also, insomnia is very much interlinked with anxiety, because again, if you're in this state of alertness, like about to be attacked. And you know what? I give this example a lot, but gazelles don't gobble up loads of tablets. They are in a state of anxiety because they're standing there on the field, and they are constantly a meal ticket to some lion or to some other predator. And they have that feeling of, okay, come on, we got to go, we got to run, we got to save our lives. And then once that's done, they just shake it off. And that's what we want to be like, right? We want to be able to be aware if we're in a situation that is dangerous, but we don't want to hold on to that fear and for it to come up constantly for no good reason. If you're going into battle, then of course I understand that you're going to have a little bit of anxiety, right? Sometimes it is okay, and sometimes it is there to protect us, but not all the time, and not for us to be crippled by it. So a lot of the times this anxiety is something that is, we don't want to be present with ourselves. We don't want to be in our physical body. We have all of these subconscious beliefs that are limiting us and that are causing us this anxiety. And so a lot of people with anxiety are also very distracted. They procrastinate, they're not motivated, they have no concentration or focus. Because for you to be focused and concentrating on one thing, you need to be very aware of the here and now. And if you don't want to be in the here and now, then that is going to be very difficult to do. So I'm going to give you some homework, which makes me feel very special. I'm sure my teachers at school will be very proud. So the homework for this week is, if you are affected by anxiety or you know someone that has anxiety, then maybe you can tell them today or this week, you're going to become your own therapist and you're going to become very aware of the thoughts that you have. And yes, we have around 70,000 thoughts a day, more or less, because some people, think more, others don't. But it will probably be higher if you are suffering with anxiety. So of course you can't monitor all of those thoughts, but you can become aware of the thoughts that you have, or some of them. So I want you this week to be very aware of some of the thoughts that you think, some of the beliefs that you may have. And I'll give this example, actually. When I used to have a lot of insecurities as a woman, as a child, as a human being. I don't anymore, fortunately. Yay! And I'd go to the supermarket, and then, we can't always control other people's responses to us, right? So we just have to accept that not everyone likes us, or we can't always know what someone's thinking. But when we have anxiety, we jump to conclusions. We're like, God, I should have worn more makeup. Oh God, my hair looks terrible today. That's why that woman is looking at me like that. Oh, she probably thinks my jeans are too tight on me because I'm so fat. We have these thoughts, and it's exhausting. It's tiring because we have a fear of judgment, or we have a belief that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not slim enough, we're not sporty, athletic enough. We have all of these not enoughs. We don't feel important, we don't feel good enough, worthy enough, deserving enough, and so on. And this causes anxiety. But there is a way out. There is a solution. And I have clients that come to me and they're desperate. They have been suffering for years. They've tried so many different therapies. And actually, a lot of the times they're very mistrusting. They say, you're going to charge me a huge amount of money and then it's not going to work. The fear again, it's not going to work. But then it does. I've not had a client up to now that's come to me for anxiety and hasn't been freed from it. And up to now, I've only had 2 sessions per person on the topic of anxiety. Do you know what? That may not always be the case. There may be in the future a complex client that may need more than 2 sessions, that may need 3, because we are all unique. We have all had unique imprints in our childhood. And this is what RTT does. We go back to your childhood. We find out what the cause is. We talk to the anxiety, and you're going to become the voice for it, because the anxiety is there for a very specific role. It has a function, it has a purpose, and it has an intention. We want to find out what that is, and we want to completely eliminate it. And that is what we're going to do. So if you'd like to know more and you are suffering, or you know someone that is suffering and you just don't know what else to do, then please go to my website, leliahypnosis.com. I also give sessions in Spanish and German, and you can always book a free call, have a chat with me, ask me anything you like about this therapy and how I may be able to help you, and so on. So I'm wishing you the most fabulous, serene and tranquil day. And excuse my very nasal voice. I've been a little bit overworked recently, but I still absolutely adore and love what I do. So I'm taking a little break today, but I felt the very need to make this video because I love sharing with you guys. And thank you so much for all your positive feedback, for all your messages, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. So go to leliahypnosis.com, book your free call, and I will see you very soon. All my love.